Okay, so this is not the first one of the small Walmart bought TCL or ON branded televisions that I've purchased. I've actually purchased about three of them to date, and this is the fourth. And the interesting thing about it is, over the time of having to buy these things, I've noticed that they've actually gotten progressively worse. They've taken out features that I felt should have been in there. So this model, as you can see, is the S32. The 32S331, right? It comes with very, very basic attachments. Obviously, you have HDMI ports. Obviously, on the back, you have an optical audio out. So it's pretty basic. And, the Energy Guide says that it doesn't use that much power. It only uses like $12 a year. So you got three HDMI ports in. You have a USB port, a coax port, and you have the optical audio. And then they even give you a reset button, a small physical reset button, because they know sooner or later, if you have any problem with the software, that you're going to want a quick reset without having to call them. Now, here's the problem that I ultimately have. Now, the TV is easy to set up. That's not a problem. I already had, as you can see, a VESA mount, and it was already set up for a larger, heavier television. So I was basically setting this up for a child in the family. And they didn't really need a very big television. So what I did was I took one television and I repositioned it somewhere else in a different room. And then I took this TV. It took me just a few seconds to mount it. Most of the VESA mounts have, screw holes designed in a way that they'll pretty much adapt to just about any of these TVs. So on the bright side, I'll talk about the positives first. The screen quality is very good. I've never actually had a problem watching these televisions. Now, normally I watch YouTube, and when you watch YouTube, typically, it's like you're not going to get like the highest quality video anyway. But for the most part, even though this is a 720p TV, it's a HD 720p TV, even though it's relatively low resolution, the picture quality is excellent, especially if you're dealing with children. If you have a kid who has an Xbox or a PlayStation or something and you just want a small television, yeah, this is fine. It's like they're not going to have much of a problem with this at all. The issue I had, however, comes when you want to use the smart TV features. As you know, this is a Roku system. And Roku, pretty much, if you have Roku on any other device already, all you have to basically do is sign into your Roku system again. You just use like an email address. Now, the smart TV is fantastic because this way you can simply take it anywhere you want. And all you have to do is plug it in and give it power, and it's able to continue to draw its information from your Wi-Fi. So that's not my problem at all. I actually really like Roku, and I like their smart TVs. What pisses me off, however, and the reason why it's hard for me to even want to recommend this television, and some people may not care because you may not need it, the USB port on this television is locked down. Now, this is the first time I've ever seen one of these inexpensive TVs with a USB port that is literally locked down. So the way it works is when you have Roku television, usually they always give you the exact same remote. And usually pretty much everything works the exact same way. If you plug in a USB device like a flash drive, and in my case a flash drive that had episodes of Star Trek on it, as soon as you plug that USB device in, you're automatically taking to the streaming from USB app that is built into the television. In this case, they want to charge you $2.99 a month to use your USB port that came with the television. This is the first time I've seen one of these televisions that came with that feature locked down. Every other television that I've had, it didn't matter if it was a Vizio, it didn't matter if it was a Samsung, their USB ports came with the television and they're open for use. Now, I have no idea why they felt it necessary to lock down the USB port, but I find that inexcusable and unforgivable. And that would actually force me to tell you that instead of buying this model, you should go look for an older model instead. And it really bothers me to have to say that because otherwise the television is fine. Most of the televisions that I've purchased in the family or helped family members purchase and, like, by counseling them, have been Roku smart televisions. We've had a couple of Sanyos. We've had some Vizios, obviously. My favorite brand for the most part is Vizio. I don't typically buy Samsung. Some of my family members only buy Samsung. And it really bothers me that this is what they're doing. Now, other than that, if you're just looking for a smart TV and you don't care about the USB port and you just need a small smart TV, oh yeah, this is fine. The colors, the lighting, everything is pretty good. And what I also notice is, they have a live TV guide, as you can see, where they have lots and lots of old episodes from the 80s and 90s of different shows. Like, for instance, on some channels, you got Little House on the Prairie, Kojak. You got all types of these old shows, specifically CSI. Like, they damn near took over an entire channel. It is possible for you to go to the App Store and you can download other apps. Like, if you have subscriptions to HBO Max or Showtime, or if you have a subscription to Stars, from the television itself, you can actually see they have an MGM channel. They have Disney, Hulu, CNN, and NBC, et cetera, et cetera. Some of which you have to subscribe to, obviously. But as you can see right here, this is what's pissing me off. It's the USB player. So normally I would come to the screen and I'm greeted by the videos button, which allows you to get into there so you can see your videos. Only this time, as soon as I turn this damn thing on, now I'm greeted by a screen that says, you got to pay $2.99 a month. I've got a serious problem with that, and because of that, it's very hard for me to recommend this television. If you're the type of person who doesn't want to pay extra money where you don't have to your cable provider for television, then all you really need is the internet service, and you're able to easily watch television using these smart TVs at will, and you're able to enjoy lots and lots of free television, which is basically the way it's supposed to be. The only stipulation is you have to have an internet connection. And that's one of the reasons why smart TVs are doing so well in sales. My only problem is for them to lock down a feature that most people really don't even use it's just unbelievable. It's just extraordinarily annoying.